Hey, how you doing? Thus far, I've had this email about 10 times. The new trend, the dirty hair growth trend. Oh my God, Lord.
I am back! What it do, baby?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
This is a conversation we have way too much here on social media. And as a Black woman, for whatever reason, you think that you have to do a pattern and a routine so much different than the rest of the planet. This is one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen. And especially as a research scientist, understanding what that white stuff is, like all the crud and those flakes. If you guys really knew what that was in your hair, you not washing your hair would be like so crazy and cringe to you. You wouldn't even go over someone's house who didn't wash their hair. You wouldn't want to sleep on their bed. You wouldn't want to use their blankets, anything. This is truly one of the most disgusting things that you can do. This is not dead skin. That is waste. Those little particles that you're seeing, all of that little crud, those are exploded Demodex mites and the byproducts and the waste that the microbiome that lives on your scalp is what it lets out. All right, the yeast that lives on your scalp, it eats all the oils and the butters and everything that you constantly put on your scalp, especially if you wear braids. You're greasing the scalp on a regular basis. And the favorite food of the things that live on your scalp naturally is oil. So they eat the oils and they turn it into oleic acid. That's their byproduct. That's their boo-boo. And that is what is all over the scalp. All these flakes that you're combing and then just layering more product on top of it is disgusting. Now, anybody could do this experiment themselves, right? All you would do was take a little bit of glue, stick it to the forehead, and then right after that, what comes off is a Demodex mite. As we speak, they're on your face and all over your scalp, and they're there to eat your sebum. Your sebum is the natural oil that comes out of the pore, and for whatever reason, Black women believe that Black women don't have sebum and only white women do, and it is so ignorant because it has been scientifically proven that Black people actually produce more sebum than everyone on the planet. So for Black women to think that it doesn't exist is crazy. Again, this is a Demodex mite. So these Demodex mites, they live on your skin and then they come out. They're most active at night and they come on the scalp. They mate and they have their babies and lay their eggs, right? This is how the inner portion of the follicle looks. Sebum is coming directly out of the sebaceous gland, and God put Demodex mites there to keep us from overproducing sebum, right? But this is how it looks at night. It comes on the scalp, it lays its eggs, and the thing that makes it stronger is the oils, the greases, and the butters that you put on the scalp. So everybody that's oiling the scalp, all you're doing is giving the natural microbiome that lives on your scalp more food. And notice how this doesn't have a butt, so when it eats all of the oil, it explodes.
I got a lot of questions, comments, concern about my hair, calling me dirty, disgusting, filthy. This is very common for people who are Black. We don't wash our hair often. Some do. I'm not saying every single person does not wash their hair. I will admit my case is a little extreme because I am a full-time wig influencer. I have a lot of product buildup. Maybe it's bad for your scalp, but this works for me. It's grown my hair so much. To everyone who was saying you have such beautiful hair, why do you put wigs on top of it? You do it. You do it then. The fact that this isn't even my whole head of hair is insane. Does it smell? The infamous question I've been getting. No, it actually doesn't. I know it looks like it would probably smell disgusting, but it doesn't. I'm done with the unbraiding. How much hair I shed. Keep in mind, I have not detangled, so it's going to be a whole lot more. This is just the fallout from like unbraiding. I just finished washing and blow drying my hair. This is my hair. Scalp is clean, hair is strong, healthy, detangled, and I'm about to get it right braided up again. Keep my braids in for another 3 to 4 months and do this again.
So I know that some people get offended by what I have to say, but this is simply not the channel for you. The reason that most people no longer make content is because they are someone else when they get on YouTube, and then after a while they get tired of putting on this face and performing. I am not performing. This is who I am. And when I talk about skittle diddles, I'm not going into that. Y'all know I'm not calling everybody no skittle diddle. If you're that sensitive, then my channel is not one for you, because I will be myself. Okay, good. So now that we're at this place, when we're talking about if whether or not something is nasty or calling that woman nasty or whatever the case may be, I'm not getting into that. What we're talking about is our hygiene, right? So how would you feel? And this, if you're eating, or if you a dude, you probably don't want to hear this, but what would your drawers look like if you wore the same ones for 3 months and you didn't wash it? What would happen? What would it look like? What color would it be? Well, that same look is in your scalp. Did you know that some of the same urine that comes out of your pee-pee spot down there comes out of the scalp? Did you know that? These Demodex mites, they eat all of the oils and butters that you put on the scalp, all the products that you put on the scalp, and the natural sebum that's there. And then when they get full, they explode. So the longer that we constantly go without shampooing our hair, the longer we go having these extensions in, the worse it's going to be. And I think the problem that most women have is they'll look at a woman on YouTube between the ages of let's go ahead and say like 16 and like 34, 35. You look at a woman between these ages, and then you make your patterns and routines based on her, not understanding that the women that you are following, are at a younger stage of life where hair weathering hasn't begun to hit them yet. It hasn't started. But now, today in 2025, like I told you guys it would happen like in probably 2017, I told you guys that 2025 would come and that women everywhere will start seeing the effects of the Team Natural community, and it would be way too late. But instead of people running to the science, and instead of people having accountability, they're like, you know what, we're gonna make up something else. Let's just not touch our hair. Let's just not wash it. Let's keep weaves in for 6 months. Let's keep weaves in for 3-4 months. Your hair is going to grow no matter what. Most of the time when you don't have a weave in, the reason that you don't notice the same type of hair growth is because you're doing all of these styles, and we're not getting into that. Y'all know how I feel about y'all Team Natural crap. Y'all doing all of these twist outs and all of these 2-strand twists and all of that, and for that reason most of y'all cannot retain length, and even if your hair is growing, it's not strong, right? So over time, anytime you pick up a blow dryer or a flat iron, your hair breaks and snaps because it's weak. And I have videos all about that, so I'm not gonna go deep into that right now. But when we're talking about shampooing the hair, this is the one step that you cannot skip over. Shampooing the hair is literally the most important part in a hair salon, right? As a professional cosmetologist, the number one thing in the shop, the thing that makes or breaks your hairstyle, is the shampoo. It is literally the most important thing. That's how you can tell the difference between a licensed cosmetologist and a braider that is pretending to be a cosmetologist or a hairstylist. They don't shampoo hair. A real life cosmetologist is not going to touch your hair if they didn't shampoo it themselves, because the shampoo is literally the most important part of the service. Now I have this full video like ASMR, so if y'all want to watch that, I'll make it public again and leave the video link in the description box. But I need you guys to understand that your constant need to skip over shampooing the hair is the reason that by the time you hit 50 and 60, that long hair starts to thin, that hairline starts to recede, those edges start to fall out the older you get. And so everybody who wants to constantly take offense to things that I say, I step from behind the chair. This video is about 7 years old. So when I step from behind the chair, I am still in the field of cosmetology, but I went deeper, and now I'm a research scientist, and I still see clients not at the same in the same sense, like doing their hair, but now my clients are women in their between the ages of, let's say about 36 to about 70 is my new clientele basis. And all of these women are women who followed Team Natural for 20 years, and now here we go, and hair weathering is set in, and now I'm helping them all retrace their steps. The 7-day challenge and the growth cycle blueprint is full of women who used to be Team Naturalling it up, that was like, you know what, this is not working, and they all have a new simple, simplistic routine and pattern, and they're like, oh my God, saying, I cannot believe it's been this easy. I have a video coming really soon where I'll show you nothing but results, right? Nothing but receipts. But I don't know, it's something dear to me. It's something really dear to me, and I'm not one of those people that's like, look what I can do, like I'm trying to prove it to you. So I have to make myself put all of these amazing reviews up, but they're coming, right? By you skipping over shampooing your hair, and by you leaving a weave in your hair for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you are really causing a crazy imbalance of the scalp's natural microflora. So Demodex mites are something that you can never get rid of, right? They're something that you can never get rid of, but you can control them so that way they don't overpopulate on the scalp. But if you look at these videos, all of those videos that we added at the beginning with all of that yellow crud and all of those yellow flakes, listen, those are the Demodex mites that y'all just saw at the beginning of the video. Those are their bodies exploded. That's what that is. So when you're combing your hair, all of those little yellowish, like dark brownish or light brownish or like tan colored flakes, those are exploded bodies of Demodex mites, especially when they're that yellow color, like that sort of kind of brown amber yellow color. Those are exploded Demodex bodies on your scalp. So when somebody says, oh, you're disgusting for not washing your hair, or you're disgusting for having your hair like that, stop taking offense to it, because it's true. How can we constantly take offense to the truth? If you haven't washed your butt in 3 months, and then you walk past somebody and somebody be like, girl, your ass stink. Are they being rude? Are they being disrespectful? Or are they just smelling your ass stinking and telling you what they smell? Because at the end of the day, it's really hard for us to say who's wrong, because you just as wrong as I am. I shouldn't have said it, and you shouldn't have made me smell it. These are the things that I really want us to understand. These are the things that I really want us to think about. Not shampooing the hair for 3-4 months is not normal. When I was standing behind the chair, when I did sew-ins on my clients, they still had a regimen. My clients were getting sew-ins and either shampooing their hair at home every 2 weeks with the scalp soother and all of this and all of that stuff, like a whole regimen of things that they had to do. And they were not leaving the weave in past 60 days. Anything past 60 days, they were on their own, and they all signed a contract before they left to protect me from, Sam made my hair fall out. No, just because your hair is thick and growing now does not mean that your body isn't fighting. Understand that your body is a city. So regardless of what negative choices you make, regardless of what things you do or don't do, your body was made by a masterful creator that has the tools to fight against you and things outside of you. But after a while, it comes to a point where your body can no longer fight. And most of my clients are at the place where their bodies can no longer fight. And the thing that's the most unfortunate is whenever Team Natural first started, we were telling y'all the same things that I'm saying right now, but no one was listening. And now today in 2025, the majority of women are like, okay, Cyn, we can see it. Just like earlier, you guys saw that somebody said there was a Reddit thread, and everything that I've been telling you guys would happen has been happening. So what I want you to do is look at me and look at everybody who told you not to listen to me, and then I want y'all to pull out a notebook, baby, and start doing a process of elimination on your own, because hair care has never been complicated. It's never been complicated. But people who have no understanding whatsoever about the human body have been teaching y'all how to deal and treat the human body. And that is where the problem lies. Because I'm sorry, I don't care who feels away about what. There's part 2 of this video coming for sure. So leave your comments, Bookie. Regardless of how you feel, I'm not going to delete nobody's comments. But the next video that's coming up, this is just another fad of hundreds of fads that you guys follow. And there's a new one every single month. Not even 3 months ago, it was no oils, no butters. Now is don't wash your hair. The next thing you know, because BBLs are, starting to lose popularity, the next thing you know, girls gonna be on YouTube telling girls not to wash their ass because it make their booties bigger. It'll happen. Like, y'all think I'm being funny, but you'll do it. If you'll go 3-4 months, if you'll go 6 months without shampooing your hair because somebody on YouTube told you to, you'll do anything. Shampooing the hair is the most important part of hair care. I don't care what anybody says. The shampoo is the most important part, and you have to shampoo from roots to ends. You need to shampoo the scalp to remove the byproducts of the yeast and the bacteria in the scalp, everything that the body's releasing, sweat, Demodex mites that have exploded. All of these things have to go. And then after that, you condition the hair. Now, she's getting a scalp massage. The conditioner has already been worked into her hair shaft, right? And I'm not rubbing conditioner into her hair. I'm just using the balls of my fingers to stimulate her follicles. That's it. I'm not scratching, I'm rubbing. That is it. And not necessarily in circular motions, but up and down vertical motions. All right. So we'll talk about that deeper on the CynDoll network, where I not only, this will be shampooing, will be a video all of its own on the network, but make sure you're over there, make sure you're signed up, so you'll get the notification. But in a couple of weeks, it'll take a couple of weeks, I'll be done with the video, but I have a full compilation for you guys. The video's over an hour long, showing you the faces and the names of everybody who led y'all to this place in Team Natural, and everything's protected over on my website. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed over there. But I need you guys to understand how important and how complex shampooing the hair is. This woman that you're looking at right now, I'll leave the video link to when I cut her hair and a couple of videos of her that I have still on my channel. I'll leave those videos in the description box below. But this is not a woman who went months without washing her hair. You don't have to do that. And just because it's working right now does not mean it's working is going to work 10 years from now. And anytime I say this, somebody thinks that I'm trying to attack somebody. Girl, bye. I'm not trying to attack nobody. Who cares? If the shoe fits, unfortunately you gotta wear it. But if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. Don't take offense to it. But I need y'all to pay attention. Like, you have eyes just like I do. The people who have been leading you down this path either don't have any hair hair whatsoever on their head, like it's skin bald, or they are all now coming back and saying, oh, I was wrong, down to the Team Natural salon owners. I have that video in the description box. Make sure y'all go watch all of the videos that I'm gonna drop in the comments so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not just randomly saying things. I've given you visual proof. The Team Natural hair salons are like, oh man, we were wrong, we were supposed to use leave-in conditioners. Just a bunch of playing. It's a bunch of playing in hair. So it's your job to now in 2025 really use your big girl brain and say, am I going to keep following these girls? Am I going to listen to somebody who is like, oh, I've shown you, they've all shown you. That girl who was saying people called her nasty and trifling for having weaves in her hair for 3 months and leaving her braids looking like that. Her hair is nasty and disgusting. She has a head full of dead parasites. Those are dead parasites, y'all. All that little yellow amber colored crud, those are exploded parasites. So yes, your hair is absolutely disgusting. It's full of dead animals, dead parasites. So these are the things that I need y'all to understand. If you shampoo the hair on a regular basis, even when in extensions, then you're able to perform properly. But I want to make sure that if you get extensions or if you get a weave, because yes, there's a difference between weaves and extensions. If you get extensions or if you get a weave, make sure that the person that does them, you ask them, how do I take care of this? Should I shampoo it at home or should I only come to you to get my hair shampooed? And then listen to what they have to say. If you trust them enough to give them your money, then you should trust them enough to listen to their recommendations. If they tell you a way to shampoo at home, stick to it and shampoo your hair. But if they tell you that it'll be best, like for example, if you have like micro links or tape in extensions, it's definitely best for you to go to the salon. But if you have a sew-in, you can shampoo your hair at home. There's no reason for you to have all of that mess in your hair. And for the other women that just went ahead and put gel on top of it, if you style hair that has not been washed, after, whether you taking it out of box braids, whether you are taking it out of a weave, if you style hair with that like little crud on it, you're putting product on top of exploded parasites. That's what it is. There's literally no way around it. And regardless of what anybody says, people are like, oh, she's making it up. Literally, I've given you the name of it. Go search it. Demodex mites. There are hundreds upon hundreds of videos on Demodex mites all over YouTube. All over YouTube. I am not making it up. You can look it up for yourself. And guess what? You can never get rid of them. They are a part of our body's microbiome. You are a city. You are a city. You are home. You are legions. And I know it sounds weird, but I need you to understand what I'm saying. A legion is 100,000, but your legions with an S, your multiple legions, you have millions of microorganisms that make your body their home. So you have a responsibility. You can't be nasty and say, oh, I'm gonna leave this weave in for 3 months. I'm not washing my hair for 3 months. I'm gonna leave this sew-in for 6 months to make my hair grow. You cannot do that. You're legions. You have a responsibility. And your body's gonna work hard in spite of you. But after decades of your body working hard because you want to be nasty or because you want to be lazy, then this is the end result. And people get offended when I say things like that, but it's the truth. The truth just hurts. And it's hard to look in the mirror. I know you probably don't like that I just said that, but it's true. If now that you know that those are exploded parasites in your hair, you deciding not to shampoo your hair is pure laziness and it's nasty. It is a head full of exploded bugs, not nasty. It is. So if you don't want people calling you nasty, if you don't want to be called unkept, then keep yourself. And we shouldn't be at a place where people like me can't say the truth, to the point where people like me can't get online and call it like what it is. That's what it is. What should I say? Should I say, hey guys, that's not nice. The best thing for you to do to your hair is to get water. I know you don't feel like washing your hair like you wash your ass, but if you just use a little bit of these shampoos here, it'll be good. But if you really don't want to, you don't have to. No, I'm not going to say that. You're a grown woman. I'm not talking to children. I'm talking to grown women. So now that you know what lives in the human scalp, now that you know those things, right? I need you to make that decision for yourself. Is it a good idea for you to go weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks without shampooing your hair? Is that a good idea? Knowing that everything that I taught you in the last video, if you didn't watch it now, link in the description box below. Knowing all of those things, are you still going to put oil in your scalp when it itches? Or are you going to say, oh, maybe that's overactivity in my follicle, let me shampoo my hair and get the excess amount of Demodex mites off of my scalp? That's all it is. Maybe there's an overgrowth of yeast on my scalp, because it's always going to be there. If it's itching, there's an overgrowth of the byproducts of the microflora that's on the scalp. So I need to shampoo it off. I don't need to feed it with more food. Right here, what you just read, this is someone within the 7-day challenge who followed Team Natural for years. Her hair was getting thinner and thinner, and the thinner parts on the ends, that's her old hair. That thicker part you can't see through, that's her new growth. Those are her roots from her leaving Team Natural and joining in with the science of the human body. Now, this is just a little snippet from inside the 7-day challenge because it's so precious to me. Like, I'm not sharing everything with you, but this is a win for her and a win for us because we're a family over there. But I need y'all to understand that your patterns and your routines, your constant need and desire to put oils and butters on the scalp is what's holding you back. And I know that for a fact because the second they stop, this is the result. So you have to ask yourself, why am I so mentally brainwashed? Why am I so deadlocked on adding oils and butters to my scalp, where time and time again I've seen the proof, and time again I've seen that when people stop adding anything to the scalp except for shampoo, their hair thrives? Why am I deadlocked on adding oils and butters to my scalp? This is when you need to have accountability and understanding of the fact that you've been brainwashed and gridlocked and rage baited into following a pattern that does not work. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. It's been over 12 years. At this point, it's insanity. And you are just as insane as the people who are making the videos for you to follow if you are constantly following them, because there is no reason to do anything outside of the same simplistic practice that your cosmetologist does at home. Everybody had a great cosmetologist that they went to as a kid, maybe with their mom, and she did not do all of these 50 million steps. She did these same simplistic patterns and routines, and those are the same patterns and routines that you follow within my groups. Of course, I teach you how to undo the things that you've already done following Team Natural, but simplicity is the key. So keep it simple, baby. Like, it's not that deep. And no matter what, I'm sorry if it makes you feel away. If you have a head full of exploded Demodex mites, my love, your hair is nasty. And if you decide that you rather slick product in it than washing it, my love, you are lazy. lazy and nasty, exploded bugs in your scalp, and you don't want to wash them out. Girl, you're nasty. Okay, I love y'all so much. Again, if you want to see the full video with me not talking in it whatsoever, then check the link in the description box below, and let's talk in the comments, because this is some nasty shit. It's some nasty shit, and I'm sick of it. Okay, I'm sick of this nasty shit, and I want y'all to do better with y'all lives in 2025. Lord, I'm sick of yelling at y'all in the church. Not the church, on the YouTube. The YouTube is church. I'm sick of yelling at y'all in the university with your nasty asses.